Ever felt your phone vibrate when it didn't? Heard a loud bang inside your head or woke up frozen, unable to scream? These bizarre experiences aren't supernatural. They're your brain misfiring in the creepiest ways possible. Welcome to the strange side of your own mini. Number 1. The itch that doesn't exist. You're lying in bed. Everything's quiet, then scratch. Suddenly your elbow itches, then your leg, then your scalp. Welcome to the Itch Parade, sponsored by absolutely nothing. No bugs, no rash, just your nervous system throwing an unsolicited party. This is called phantom itching, and it's your brain having a minor identity crisis about your body. Sometimes it's a misfiring nerve. Other times it's your brain guessing something's itchy based on zero evidence, like a kid making up answers on a test. Turns out the brain isn't always great at distinguishing real signals from vibes. When nerves get damaged or compressed, say you've been sitting on your leg weird for too long, your brain might interpret that static as an itch. So you scratch, nothing happens. You keep scratching. Now you've created a skin irritation trying to fix a glitch that wasn't real to begin with. In extreme cases, this turns into a real medical horror show formication. That's when people feel like bugs are crawling under their skin. No bugs, just electrical chaos in the nerves. And yes, it's as awful as it sounds. Basically, your skin is fine. Your brain just decided to gaslight you for fun. Number 2. Sleep paralysis, aka nighttime terror spa. You wake up, can't move, and there's a shadowy figure in the corner of your room. Is it a ghost? A demon? Your overdue homework? No, it's sleep paralysis. The friendly neighborhood sleep disorder that traps your mind in a horror movie while your body plays dead. Here's what's actually happening. Your brain wakes up, but your body hasn't gotten the memo yet. During REM sleep, your body paralyzes itself to keep you from acting out dreams, which is usually a good thing, until it glitches. Then you're stuck wide awake but frozen like a sentient mannequin. Oh, and hallucinations. Totally part of the package. Your brain, still in a dream-adjacent state, decides to spice things up with monsters, shadow people, and that horrifying sensation of something sitting on your chest. It's terrifying but not dangerous, unless you count the emotional trauma of being stared down by a nightmare demon at 3 a.m. So next time you can't move and see a shadowy figure, just remember, it's probably your brain. Being extra. Again, number 3. The exploding head. That isn't. You're just about to drift off when boom. A sudden explosion in your head. Not real, but real enough to make you sit up like you just heard a grenade in your bedroom. This is a very real, very dramatic phenomenon called exploding head syndrome. And despite the action movie name, your skull is mostly fine. It's not a stroke. It's not a heart attack. It's your brain playing percussion. Scientists think this happens when your brain is shutting down for sleep and misfires a burst of auditory information like slamming a piano key on your way out of a concert. The sound might be a bang, a clash, a scream, and it always feels way less. It doesn't hurt, but it will make you question your sanity. One moment you're trying to sleep, the next you're rehearsing your escape route because your brain decided to drop an imaginary bomb. So yeah, your brain's nighttime playlist, straight up chaos. Number 4. Random twitching. Surprise, you're possessed. Just kidding. You're sitting there minding your business when your leg jerks like it's auditioning for a horror movie, or your eye starts twitching, or your arm does a little dance without consulting you first. These spontaneous spasms are called myoclonic jerks, and they're completely normal, but also weird, but also totally fine. It's your nervous system doing an accidental mic check. Sometimes it's because you're falling asleep and your brain mistakes the relaxed muscle tone as falling. So it fires a signal to jolt you awake like, hey, we're not dying, right? Right? Other times, stress, caffeine, or just random neural noise can trigger it. Think of it like a car misfiring when you haven't driven it for a while. Annoying, harmless, and slightly embarrassing if it happens in public. Basically, your muscles are glitching out because your brain panicked for a millisecond and hit the flail button. Number 5. Phantom vibrations. The ghost in your pocket. You feel it. That tiny buzz in your pocket. You check your phone, nothing. You check again, still nothing. Congratulations, your nervous system just punked you. This little trick is called phantom vibration syndrome, and it's what happens when your brain gets a little too excited about notifications, or maybe just really lonely. The science. Your brain is so used to expecting phone alerts that it starts inventing them, like a clingy ex texting you from inside your spinal cord. It's actually a form of pareidolia, where your brain finds familiar patterns except instead of faces and clouds, it's buzzes in your thigh fat. Ironically, the more anxious you are about missing messages, the more likely you are to feel these ghost notifications. It's like your brain said, "Hey, you look like someone who checks their phone every 8 seconds. Let me help you hallucinate one." There's no harm unless you count how your self-esteem feels after realizing you just got excited over a fake text. Again, bottom line, your nervous system just wants attention, just like you. Number 6, cold sweat panic mode. You're not hot, you're not sick, but suddenly you're sweating like you just ran from the IRS. Welcome to emotional sweating, the body's most dramatic overreaction. See, you have 2 types of sweat glands. One for temperature regulation, the boring kind, and one for psychological stress. The overachiever, the second type of Pochrin glands, are like the drama queens of your body. They hang out in your armpits, your groin, and your scalp. When you get anxious, scared, or socially awkward, these glands crank out sweat that actually smells worse. Why? Because evolution decided that smelling nervous should be part of the package. In our primal days, this probably sent useful social signals like, "Uh-oh, Dave smells like predator fear again. Time to bail." But today, now it's just your body going, "You're anxious, let's make you wet and smelly too. That'll help." So next time you're sweating through your shirt during a casual conversation, just remember, it's your ancient survival instincts being aggressively unhelpful. Number 7, tasting metal for no reason. Ever randomly taste pennies in your mouth? No, you're not turning into a vending machine. That weird metallic taste is one of those deeply confusing body glitches that shows up uninvited. There are a ton of possible causes: stress dehydration, vitamin deficiencies, sinus infections, even chewing gum, too aggressively, seriously. Sometimes it's even a side effect of medications. But here's the freaky part, sometimes it's neurological. Your brain interprets certain nerve signals from the mouth or sinuses incorrectly, leading to that weird tin flavor. It's like it was trying to translate a sentence and accidentally spit out nickel sandwich. And fun fact, your sense of taste is deeply tied to smell. If your olfactory system glitches, say from congestion or sinus issues, your brain might just throw a metallic placeholder in like, this is food iron. Yeah, iron. Most of the time it's harmless, but it feels like you've been licking a fence post during a lightning storm. Number 8, the eye floaters. Brain trash. You can see. Ever looked up at the sky and seen weird squiggly things floating around in your vision? You try to focus on them and they run away. Congrats! You've met your eye floaters, the original biological screensaver. These aren't hallucinations. They're literally tiny bits of cellular debris floating inside the gel of your eye, casting shadows on your retina. Yes, your eyeballs have trash. Most of the time your brain filters them out. But when you look at something bright like a white wall or a sunny sky, the shadows become visible. They're harmless unless they suddenly multiply like rabbits. Then it could be a retinal detachment, and you should absolutely go see someone with a lab coat. Otherwise, it's just your body reminding you that even your eyeballs need spring cleaning. Number 9, the falling sensation that wakes you up. You're just drifting off into sleep, minding your own business, dreaming about something peaceful, maybe a cozy cabin or, I don't know, pizza, when bam, you're falling off a cliff in your bed. This sudden jerk awake is called a hypnic jerk, and it's your brain confusing relaxation with death. Seriously. Here's what might be happening as your body starts relaxing. Your muscles go limp, which is normal for falling asleep. But your brain, being the high-strung little beast it is, goes, "Wait!" That's what falling feels like. Are we dying? And then it panic slaps your motor system, jolting you awake. It's like getting body checked by your own nervous system. Some theories say it's a leftover survival reflex from when our ancestors slept in trees and needed a last-minute jolt to avoid rolling off the branch. Thanks, evolution. That definitely still applies to my memory foam mattress. The best part: the more tired or stressed you are, the more likely it is to happen. So if you've had a long day, get ready to karate chop yourself into consciousness at bedtime. Number 10. Your brain forgets where you put your limbs. You wake up in the middle of the night. You try to move your arm. It doesn't respond. You look down and for a second, you don't recognize it. Is it yours? Did a ghost hand climb into your bed? Nope. That's just your limb positional awareness turning off. Or more accurately, your brain temporarily forgetting you have a body. See, your brain keeps a constantly updated map of where your limbs are in space, a sense called proprioception. But if you stay in one position too long, nerves can compress and the signal gets cut off. So your brain panics and assumes the worst. What is that? Is it alive? Some people even experience alien hand syndrome where the limb moves on its own, but that's an extreme neurological condition. For most of us, it's just the terrifying half-second where we think we've been surgically attached to a mannequin arm. Eventually, the feeling returns with a delightful tingling sensation that says, "Welcome back to the land of the living. You've been rebooted." Number 11. The sudden need to pee. When you're nervous, you're about to give a presentation, or take a test, or go on a first date. And suddenly, hello bladder. This delightful glitch is the result of your fight-or-flight system going all in. When you get anxious, your sympathetic nervous system kicks into overdrive, prepping you to run from danger. And guess what it decides is not necessary in a life-or-death moment holding in pee? The logic is ancient lighter body, some horse, faster escape. So your body's like, let's drop the cargo. Now, it's not just you. This happens to soldiers, athletes, performers, anyone whose body mistakes performance anxiety for actual tiger attack. Worst part, the more you think about it, the worse it gets. Because nothing says cool and confident like running to the bathroom every 6 minutes. Number 12. Goosebumps that think they're still relevant. You hear a sad song, or feel a cold breeze, or watch a movie trailer with that perfect slow-build soundtrack and boom, goosebumps. Why? Because your skin thinks it's still living in the Ice Age. Goosebumps, also known as piloerection. Sexy term right are caused by tiny muscles contracting at the base of hair follicles. This made sense when humans were covered in fur, fluffing up to keep warm, or look bigger when threatened. But now it's just body drama, cold. Here's some useless skin bumps, emotional music. Let's pretend we're facing a saber-toothed tiger. Basically, your body's still operating on caveman software trying to impress enemies with your arm hair. Spoiler, it's not working. But it does look cool when timed with an epic movie scene. Number 13. Seeing faces that aren't there. You glance at a wall socket and think, that looks like a little surprised guy. You see a house with windows and a door, and suddenly it's got a face. Congratulations, your brain is experiencing pareidolia, the uncanny ability to find faces where there are none. This one's not just a glitch, it's a full-on feature. Your brain is wired to detect faces fast, like faster than it processes words or objects. That's because evolutionarily recognizing another human's face meant survival. Friend, enemy, food provider, angry parent. But in its enthusiasm, the brain overdoes it. It sees eyebrows in clouds, a mustache in your toast, a whole Pixar character in your bathroom tile. And sometimes it goes darker. Late at night in low-light pareidolia can give you the impression that someone's watching you. A code on a chair suddenly looks like a lurking figure. That's not just your imagination. That's your survival instinct throwing glitter on your fear circuits. Basically, your brain is the world's most overactive facial recognition app, and it doesn't come with an off switch. Number 14. Random ringing in your ears. The silent alarm. It's quiet. Too quiet. Then out of nowhere, A high-pitched ringing in your ears like a mosquito snuck into your skull. That's temporary tinnitus, and it's surprisingly common. Happens when your auditory system has a brief meltdown and decides to play the screaming tea kettle song. Most of the time it's harmless. A random nerve misfiring or a tiny loss in hearing sensitivity that your brain fills in with noise. Yes, your brain hates silence so much it will invent sound to keep itself company. Sometimes it's caused by earwax or exposure to loud sounds or even stress. But the creepiest part? The ringing doesn't come from your ears, it comes from your brain's interpretation of sound. So if you hear phantom ringing, don't panic. You're not haunted. Your nervous system is just playing DJ again. And the playlist garbage. Number 15. The Yawn Contagion. Your brain is weirdly empathetic. You see someone yawn and boom. You're yawning too. You don't even feel tired. What kind of black magic is this? It's yawn contagion, and it's one of the weirdest social reflexes you have. Scientists think it's tied to empathy, as in your brain subconsciously mirrors others to build social bonds. Monkeys do it, dogs do it, even fish sort of do it. It's like emotional Wi-Fi. But it also shows how much control your body doesn't have. Your brain sees a yawn and just goes, Copy paste. Doesn't matter if you're tired, bored, or running a marathon. Suddenly your jaw is doing yoga. And the best part, just reading about yawning can make people yawn. So, if you've yawned at any point during this section, congratulations. Your brain is officially basic. Your brain doesn't need ghosts to scare you, it does just fine on its own. If that freaked you out, hit subscribe. There's more where that came from.